There's national political news as well, with three big new polls, including one released just hours ago from NBC News and the Wall Street Journal, providing some crucial insights into the state of the electorate and the nation. We have four numbers that help explain where America is politically right now and that you should be paying attention to tonight. Number one, Americans seem to have reached a tipping point when it comes to their own members of Congress. Polls have long shown that while we have little regard for Congress as a whole, we tend to like the person who represents us in the House, but maybe not anymore. The new Washington Post ABC News poll found that 51% now disapprove of the job their own member is doing. That is above the 50% threshold for the first time since the question was asked a quarter century ago. That is huge. Takeaway number two, the party of Congressman Mo Brooks, who this week accused Democrats of waging a, quote, war on whites, continues to do absolutely terribly among minority groups. What a shock. And not much better among women. The Post-ABC poll found that the Republican Party is viewed favorably by just 25% of non-whites, while 70% view them unfavorably. And only 33% of women view the GOP favorably, compared to 62% who view the party unfavorably. That brings us to our third big takeaway. Americans are split on who they want controlling Congress. In the new NBC News Wall Street Journal survey, 44% say they want Republicans in charge, while 43% want Democrats in control. But this does not mean the two parties are viewed almost equally. The NBC poll found that while congressional Democrats don't have a great reputation, 31% of voters have a positive image, while 46% have a negative one. Republicans fare much worse. They're viewed positively by just 19%, while 54% have a negative image of the party. That is a net negative of 35 points for the GOP. Okay, so if people dislike Republicans so much more, then why are they split on who should control Congress? It is related, at least in part, to President Obama, whose own approval rating in this poll was 40%. More than 1 in 5 registered voters and 43% of Republicans say their vote is meant as a check on the president and on congressional Democrats. Now, our final takeaway from these new polls is a bit dispiriting. It turns out that America is pretty depressed. 71% say the country is headed in the wrong direction. 60% describe the country as in a state of decline. 76% are not confident their children's generation will be better off than their own. But we don't want to go out on such bad news, so let's take solace in the fact that even in this age of political polarization and acrimony, the NBC News Wall Street Journal poll found widespread agreement on Russian President Vladimir Putin. He is viewed positively by only 4% of registered voters. That is even worse than Congress.